Okay, so let's get into this quickly. So, I wanted to come on here because it's been a little minute since I did a live, right? And there was just something that I wanted to share with you guys because I felt like, it is so important for me to give this message. So, God does not like idols. And what I've been noticing about a lot of these kingdom spouse messages and stuff like that is that it makes a lot of people get stuck on the idea or the thought of um, this person. And it takes the main focus of God, it takes the place of it because then you'll have people that are only being obedient because they want to be married. But what I want to tell every single last woman on here that is on this kingdom spouse journey or man, this journey is literally not about your kingdom spouse. This journey is about you. This journey is about you trusting wholeheartedly in the Lord. This journey is about you, establishing a relationship with the Lord enough that you trust that He will bring to you every single thing that you seek in life. Um, He tests your faith in this season. He makes you heal in this relationship that you build with him. It's literally based on trust and how much faith do you have in, like trusting that the Lord will be with you. Let's take it back to before anybody was thinking about marriage or anything like that. You trusted in the Lord for all things, for things that had nothing to do with marriage, You trusted in the Lord to get you home safely. You trusted in the Lord to make sure your family had food. You thank God for every Christmas that He put toys under your tree. It's just like God has always been there. No matter what stage you're in your life, He's always been there. He's been there for you since the beginning of your life. Since you've known how to pray, since you have acknowledged that there is a God, He has always been there. And a lot of people get stuck on the thought of, this person. Oh, well, if I do this and I'm obedient, then, God will make sure that I have the promise. The promise is basically your inheritance, whatever is supposed to be yours. Whatever belonged to your ancestors, you will now inherit in this season. You'll return to the land that belonged to your ancestors. Um, the thing about this is, for myself, right? So God had told me that in this season you play chess, you don't play checkers. And anybody that comes into your life, you allow them to prove themselves to you, right? So for myself, I have literally been allowing people to prove who they are to me. And what I can say about, the person that, is supposedly my kingdom spouse, right? Is that I have never been through any trials or tribulations with this person. I have never been through any storms with this person. I don't even know if this person is reliable enough to even, be with me in my seasons of weakness. I do not know these things. But then there are people that have showed up, that have been kind to me, that have walked through me at my weakest, walked with me at my weakest moments, that have been there for me when I shed a tear, that have been there for me when I didn't have a dollar in my pocket, that have been there for me when I had body pain and I needed help, that have been there for me when I had COVID and I was sick and I didn't know what I was going to do. These people took care of me. But these spouses or whatever that people are praying for or whatever, they haven't been around through any of the seasons of hardship. They haven't been around for any of the things that may have broke you or even put you back together. They haven't even seen you at your lowest to even know how to handle you in these times. And to me, it's just, I feel as though God is going to give you exactly what you need when you need it, how you need it. Everybody on this planet has free will because God has given them that. So if a person decides that they don't want to follow God's will, it is 500 on the clock, which means the Antichrist to go against God. then wouldn't God give you something else or give you something better or make sure that you have what you need, especially if you're in your season where you're returning to the land? Like, I just feel like God, you know, He always has a solution for everything. And even if these people are returning or whatever the case may be, and I'm pretty sure that they will, especially if you're a good person, you've always been doing what you're supposed to do, you've always been a person of integrity. People always come back because that's what they do. They never forget the kindness that you have showed them, so they always come back. But what I want to tell every single last one of you guys is that appreciate the people that God placed in your life right in front of your face that come to heal you, that come to love you, that come to give you nothing but kindness with no strings attached. Appreciate every single thing and every single moment that you have on this planet every single day. Um God will always make sure, like, I haven't really been suffering. Like, I can't really say that I haven't been suffering. Like, I can't say that I've been suffering. I could definitely say that, God has really been showing me love. And He's been showing me love through other people. He's been showing me love through support. He's been showing me love through the opportunities that I get to show me that I am so worth it. And, you know, like, some people just are not meant to see you. They are not meant to see you until it is too late, because sometimes, you know, um, it is imperative for you to teach a person. Sometimes it's not always for you to be with the person. Sometimes it's for you to teach a person, like, this is what love is. This is how you're supposed to be loved. This is what it is, right? And let me tell y'all something about me when I used to be a spiritual person. So when I used to be spiritual and I used to be in a car reading and all of that stuff, I used to believe in twin flames, right? And the twin flame journey was all about these two people that were doing this journey of healing, right? And they will tell you sometimes at the end of these twin flame journeys, you and your twin do not come together. Sometimes you literally meet just to teach each other something, a valuable lesson that you need to be able to take with you to do life better with whomever God is sending you after that. And that is the one thing that I could say about the twin flame journey that was such a relief to me, because they always let you know that, you and your twin do not have to end up together. That was the one thing about it that, was the most relieving. Like, it was a relief, because it was like, okay, well, I meet this high level soulmate that, I am doing life with, or I'm supposed to learn so much from. I mean, if you really think about it, the God ordained spouse and the twin flame, they have two different meanings, but these are these really, really deep spiritual connections that are meant to trigger you, and to change you. And sometimes you don't end up with these people. They are meant to teach you something. They are meant to come into your life, or you're meant to come into their life, and you're meant to teach them how to love, or how to be emotionally available, or how to see God. Sometimes that is the only reason why you meet these people. And if you really don't know, I would not idolize a kingdom marriage. I would not idolize a twin flame. For all these people out here still believing in twin flames, all these people out here believing in kingdom marriages, do not idolize these situations, because God is a jealous God. And the more that you idolize these situations, the longer it takes for you to do life with whomever you're supposed to be doing life with. Because God's most valuable lesson to you is for you to put all your trust in Him, for you to idolize Him, for you to lean upon Him. He wants a relationship with you. And if you do not give Him the time that He needs, or that relationship that He wants, whatever it is that you want is going to keep being prolonged, because the whole point is for you to connect with Him until your faith gets strong enough where no matter what the circumstances are, you constantly turn to the Lord. It's not about a man. It's not about a woman. It's literally about your soul. and your relationship with the Lord? Why do you think that God says before you could be a bride to anybody else, you have to be my bride first? Because you got to be God's. God has to be your husband first before anybody could be your husband. God has to be your wife first before anybody could be your wife. Because there are going to be certain things that these people are going to come into your life and test you with. And your faith and your belief in God has to be strong enough where when you guys are faced with a situation, you go in your prayer closet and you warrior. You become that warrior. You pray. You pray harder than you've ever prayed before. Because that's your go-to. And you got to be strong enough to the point where even when you get with this person, your main focus is still God. God hasn't released the person that you want yet to you because he's afraid that some of you guys are going to forget about him the moment you get into these relationships. Because he sees that you have not built your relationship strong enough with him yet because your mind is focused on an idolization of a marriage. There will be union in these seasons, but God will hold it off until he feels like you are ready. And ready means that you understand that your relationship with him is way more important than any relationship you could ever have with another man or with a woman. Understand that this journey is to heal you. This journey is to make sure that you have all the tools that you need to stand as a chosen for the Lord. This journey is about you. Even though the other half of it has to be done with your spouse, this journey is about you. You fulfilling your promises to God. Once you take that vow to God, you got to follow through with that vow to God. And like too many people get on this journey thinking that their sovereignty with God is going to bring them a husband. It's like, no, it is going to bring you a husband. Your husband is God. And when he feels like you are like have a strong enough relationship with him, this is when he will actually bring you the other person to do life with in the physical realm. But there are too many people on here idolizing like spouses and this journey, and there are so many people making all of these videos about this stuff and taking the main focus and got people looking out for these signs and all of that stuff, and it's just like, okay, but live your life. Put God first. Worry about you. Don't you realize that anything that you were supposed to have, you've had it? And you didn't even have to put in so much work for it because it was already yours before you even knew that it belonged to you? Build yourself. Build your relationship with God. Live your life. Have fun. Don't sit there and stress about being in a marriage with a man because it is already yours. But some of you guys are prolonging your process because you're too indulged in this promise of a marriage. When you have to be indulged in the Lord, when you have to be focused on building your relationship with God, that is the main thing that he is worried about. He's been saying, don't forget about me when you get everything that you want. There should never be a time where God has to say that. Because there should be this unwavering loyalty and unwavering like bond with you and dad that it doesn't matter the magnitude of anything that you get, it will never come before your relationship with the Lord. You guys, I find myself praying, thanking dad like, Lord, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but I'm going to take it day by day like you told me. But I just want to tell you, thank you for the joys of today. Thank you for allowing me to be happy and to enjoy my day and to be able to walk outside and get some fresh air and pick and choose what it is that I want to do, and understanding that I have infinite supply. I have the infinite supply of the Lord. He is just there, and I know that he's there, and it's like, There is nothing else in this world that I would ever replace him with. There's no amount of money. There is no man. There is no other bond. There is nothing that I would ever replace my God with. There is nothing, because this unbreakable bond that I have with him means more to me than anything that I've ever had in life. Because I know that when I go to talk to him, he is there. He is there. And I have learned so much about myself just being on this journey and just understanding, like, I'm not going to be perfect, but I am so worth it to God. Like, if you're a person that had a rejection wound, when you get close to God, he heals your rejection wound. Like, you don't care who's there or who's not. It's like, you don't even care, because, like, if you didn't see me, you wasn't supposed to. You just start understanding that concept that, like, I am worthy. I am good enough. I am so much of enough that God has chosen me to go on this specific beautiful path, and look how far I have come. And then it starts to make you realize that anybody that did not see you was not supposed to see you, because it was dangerous for them to see you. They would have took advantage of you. They would have did things to you that you didn't deserve. And it's 11:11 on the clock when I'm saying this. You are divine. You are loved. You are specifically handmade. And by me having a relationship with God, like, I learned these things about myself, that I am specifically handmade, that I am crafted perfectly. And there is nothing that a person on this planet can tell me to break me, to make me feel like, I am not enough anymore, because I know that I am enough, just specifically by all the beautiful favors and all the beautiful miracles that God has sent from the heavens for me. For me. I used to think that I was never, ever, ever good enough for any man. And the moment that I gave my life to God and went celibate, God started to show me that the perception I had was right. I'm not good enough for these guys, because like, anybody can't just be me with me. Like, I am specially handmade for a specific person. These people are not, they were not for me, because God had someone specifically crafted for me. Somebody's abilities that will match mine. Somebody's confidence that will match mine. Somebody's love level that will match mine. And when you're putting something like that together, it takes time. Because it took time for God to put me together. So in order for God to really send me what I need, it's got to be right. Because if I'm God's daughter, why would he want to give me somebody that's not going to take care of me the way that he takes care of me? Why would he give me somebody that's not going to love me the way that he loves me? He loves me. So of course he's going to send somebody into my life that is going to absolutely adore me. And when you trust in the Lord and his timing, you wait differently. You wait differently. You think differently. You're at peace. I'm at peace now. It was a point in time where I wasn't at peace, but I'm at peace now. And I understand that whatever it is that I want is out there. Because even right now, in my time of, just celibacy and working on me and all the things that I work on, my projects and all of that stuff, and just building my business, just like the people that I have met in this season have really been like so kind to me, so wonderful to me, very appreciative of me. Actions, you guys. Actions are going to speak louder than the words. You want to know if God sent somebody? Pay attention to the things that they do with no strings attached. All of us are in the season of celibacy if you're on this walk. So pay attention to the men that come into your life and they stick around and they are okay with your vow of celibacy, and it does not change how they treat you because they understand that, and actually they respect the walk that you have taken. Some of these people that you guys are waiting for decided with their own free will that they were not willing to pay God's price for you, that you were way too expensive. So, is it impossible for God to send you somebody better? No. Because with God, even the impossible is possible. So, don't idolize. Allow God to do exactly what it is that He's going to do. Trust me, your promise will be fulfilled and you will have the man of your dreams. Even if that means it is not the man that you thought it was going to be. God will send you something 3 times better than what you thought you were supposed to have. Because one thing for sure, two for certain, we all have free will. And there are people in the Bible that decided to follow their free will, like King Solomon. God told Solomon to turn away from these women, these 700 wives that he had, because they were into all different types of deities and gods and stuff like that. And they were going to take him away from God. And Solomon was warned, but yet he still chose to do what he wanted to do. So God turned away from him. So don't think that people cannot make the decision to not choose you, because they very well can. They can. And then they have to pay those consequences for not doing what the Lord told them to do. Because the famous words is obedience is better than sacrifice. But some of these people chose not to be obedient and they made a sacrifice of their destiny, of you, of their inheritance, and even of their purity. Some of these people decided that they wanted to still deal with the Jezebels. And because of that, they have contracted diseases that are incurable. And after all of the work that you have done, why would God want you to live out your life trying to fix the problem that this person chose when they decided to be disobedient to the Lord? He might give you the tools to be able to help this person. But believe me when I say, because of your obedience, the Lord has a great prize for you. He's got something that you deserve, that is just as pure, that has been just as obedient, that was waiting for you just the way you were waiting for them. Because you decided that obedience was better than sacrifice. And there is somebody else in the world that decided the exact same thing as you. So don't get caught on the idolization of this one person that you wanted to be. Because some of these people have already chose their fate. And they decided that they were not willing to pay God's price for you. Relinquish control of this journey. Pray to God that He brings you exactly what you need when you need it. And let it go. Just like you do everything else in your life. And I promise you that every single thing that is supposed to be yours will show up exactly when it is supposed to show up. So many people do not realize That by idolizing these kingdom spouses and going on here making a million messages about them is not relinquishing control of the journey. It is actually putting an eye on this journey, a close eye on it, to the point where the focus is not on other things. While you're in this journey, you shouldn't even be focused on your spouse. You're supposed to be focused on you and getting you together and making sure that you have what you need. Because dig this, when you die, and even when your spouse dies, you can't take that person to heaven with you. You are going to be accountable for your soul and what you did with your time here on this planet. So don't let all of these kingdom spouse videos get y'all sidetracked. You have to understand that this journey is about you and your salvation and you building a relationship with the Lord. A lot of people have forgotten what this journey is all about. It's about you and building a relationship with God so strong that no matter what he puts in front of you, you will always remain as Job, God's faithful servant, no matter what. That is what this is all about. Are you faithful no matter what the case may be? Because God can decide, nope, I'm not giving you that man. I'm not giving you that woman. He can decide that. Are you still going to be walking if he does? Ask yourself that question. Are you still going to be walking if God decides that he's not giving you that man or that woman, because he can change his mind at any time? A lot of people that's doing this need to really reevaluate their walks and ask yourself, am I really a faithful servant like Job? Would I be walking this walk if there wasn't a man involved in a promise? Do you love God enough to be a nun for him? I do. Because I've been living my life all this time alone with nobody. And I can say that when I'm alone, I'm more focused. I'm more alert. I know what I want. I'm direct. I'm specific. And I don't have those stressors. So it wouldn't be hard for me if God said, hey, I just need you to do what I need you to do for me. I'm coming soon. It's about to be over. And, you know, I just want you to work for me. I'd be fine with that. I can have friends. I can be entertained. But I don't need to be with anybody because I love myself and I love God enough to trust whatever it is that he wants me to do. So some people really need to evaluate, are you really sold out for God? No idols. The more you idolize, the longer it takes for you to get where you're going. Focus on you. Focus on your path. Focus on God's work. And everything will work itself out. Everything. Y'all see how many times some of these people get online and say, it's this month. Union's in this month. They still ain't in union yet. We in May now. Some of these people still haven't returned to these women. Don't be missing the things that God putting in front of your face, thinking that it might be the one that's in your face is actually probably a person. Don't miss it. Idolizing something. Appreciate who appreciates you. Love who love you. Be thankful for every single moment that God gives you that is joyful. Be thankful for every person that comes into your life that brings you joy. Everybody should be taking every single day, one day at a time. There should be nobody that's thinking about the past or wondering about the future. No, live in the moment. Live in today. Live in today. Because tomorrow ain't promised is neither is the next minute. Live in today. No idols. It's going to lead you down a dark, lonely path. And that is my message for tonight, you guys. So have a good night.